You ever cared so much you couldn't lead clearly? I have. It sounds noble, heart first, service minded, but I've learned the hard way. Too much empathy can cloud your power. Today, we're naming the cost. The empathy lie why caring isn't the same as leading. Because if your compassion is costing you clarity, it's not leadership, it's avoidance. Welcome to Daily Power Boost. Ignite your potential, the podcast where your transformation begins. I'm Shawn Michael, and each day I'll bring you quick, impactful insights and action steps to fuel your personal and professional growth. Whether you're an entrepreneur, a leader, or someone ready to break limits and ignite greatness, this is your daily power boost to crush obstacles, stay focused, and awaken the extraordinary potential within you. Because remember, greatness begins within. Let's go. Hey there, boosters. Welcome back to Daily Power Boost. I'm Shawn Michael, here to help you lead and live from the inside out, anchored, not reactive. Yesterday, we flipped burnout with the surrender strategy, how letting go, not grinding, unlocks your next level. But today, we're pulling back the curtain on a different kind of drain, the shadow side of empathy. The one that feels right but keeps you stuck. Let's reframe something up front. Empathy isn't weakness, but unchecked empathy without edges, without truth, without center becomes a leadership liability. Let me show you what I mean. A few years back, I was mentoring a brilliant new hire. She was overwhelmed, undertrained, and over apologizing. My instinct? Protect her, cover gaps, make it easier. What I didn't realize, I was shielding her from the very challenges that would have built her confidence. Because I cared too much to coach her cleanly. I let her down slowly instead of rise fast. I confused rescuing with resourcing. And that's when I learned empathy without edges leads to enablement. When you over identify with someone's pain, you lose perspective. You mistake feeling for fixing. Soon, you're adjusting behavior not to uphold standards, but to preserve their comfort. I learned from Steve Andreas that when your identity fuses with someone else's struggle, your leadership becomes reactive, not real. You're not empowering anymore. You're enabling. And the fuel behind it? Guilt, not groundedness. Empathy without clarity erodes trust. You think you're being nice by softening feedback, by sparing feelings. But here's the truth. Vagueness is not kindness. Avoiding clarity to avoid discomfort isn't support. It's sabotage. Compassion without direction is just indulgence. Real support means truth with care, accountability with heart. If you don't model that, you build one of two things: learned helplessness or quiet resentment. Neither belongs on a powerful team. Empathy without center fractures identity. When you lead without a strong sense of self, you absorb everyone else's chaos. You swing between roles: fixer, avoider, caretaker, doormat. And somewhere along the way, you lose your compass. You start leading from what others need, not who you are. That's reactive leadership driven by fear, not foundation. The cost? Emotional overload with no clear direction. You're full of everyone else's feelings, but can't find your own. That's not compassion, it's collapse in disguise. Let's take a breath, let yourself feel that, and ask, where are you mistaking excessive empathy for effective leadership? Where are you avoiding clarity because it might feel uncomfortable? Empathy is a tool, not your identity. It's a bridge, not your home. You're allowed to care deeply and still say, here's what's not working. You can honor someone's struggle without shrinking from your standards. Let's turn insight into identity. Here are your next moves. Spot the blur. Where has empathy made your boundaries mushy? Name one relationship or dynamic that needs firmer footing. Speak the edge. This week, practice one hard truth with care. Try, I see how hard you're trying, and here's what still needs to shift. Return to center. Spend 10 minutes asking, who do I want to be in my leadership? Anchor in that, not in someone else's storm. Empathy isn't leading. Leading is choosing who you are and guiding from that grounded space. I've made this shift from overfunctioning to honest holding, from saving people to shaping people, from being nice to being real. And you can too. So pick one. Spot, speak, return, and reclaim empathy, not as a shield, but as strength. If this hit home, if something inside you stirred, cracked open, or called for more, we explore these exact breakthroughs inside Real Mastery Hub. It's not more content, it's a shift in who you become. Join us at realmasteryhub.com, where high performers stop performing and start leading true. If you found power in this, share it with someone whose caring is keeping them stuck. Let's help them lead real. Tomorrow, we're pulling no punches with, your team hates you because you're too nice. Because unspoken resentment grows where leadership gets too soft. Until then, care real, stay true, and I'll catch you tomorrow. Thanks for tuning in to Daily Power Boost. Ignite your potential. Remember, transformation starts with action. So take today's insight, make it your own, and awaken your inner potential. Because remember, greatness begins within. Catch you tomorrow for your next Power Boost.